So does that number throw me off too? It says 9.
Did you try to turn it off or plug it in, plug it back in? All right, Rotation TV, we are going live in 3, 2, 1. Pachoom! What up, Rotation TV? What's going on, everybody? Sorry about that. I'm not as skilled and and as adroit as Panda is. Yo, that's a $9 word. I haven't used adroit in a long time. It's basically a fancy way of saying skilled, but what's going on, Rotation TV? It's Tuesday night, and what that means is it's time for What's on Your Plate. Sorry we're starting out a little late. We had a couple of technical difficulties to get things popping off, but we're glad for the 10 of you that are here starting out with the stream. And Beast, what's going on, brother? Happy Tuesday. What's on your plate? How you doing, bro? How you doing, homie?
Doing good, man. How's everything with you?
Another day. I'm still on my food coma. I'm still coming out of trying to recoup from the fun that was Super Bowl Sunday.
Patriots versus the Chiefs.
Patriots versus the Chiefs. Patriots win. As you guys can see, this is what's on your plate number 8. The Patriots win. Um, I've been saying that it was the Patriots, since Brady made his move out to Tampa or down here to Tampa, but that's okay. There's nothing that matters. Stars go to different places, and shout out to him for proving to himself that he didn't need Bill Belichick, and proving to all the haters and the doubters that he didn't need Bill Belichick. Remember, this man was the 199th pick. 6 players went before him. He was the 7th quarterback taken, and the nugget of knowledge and wisdom that you can take from that is that just because you may not be the first doesn't mean that you're necessarily the last. And apply that to this. Like, if you're getting in the kitchen for the first time, you watch these cooking shows, you see these photos. Trust me, big thing I found out on what really kind of made me want to cook is I remember those McDonald's. Remember those pictures like you see when you go on the McDonald's beast and you look at the menu and you see the Big Mac and that shit just looks juicy and delicious.
Oh, yeah.
And the cheese is perfect. You know how they do that? That burger patty's frozen. They freeze it. They spritz it with fresh water.
Oh, yeah.
The lettuce is frozen. They put a toothpick in the middle. They finesse the shit out of those photos to make that food look good. So not saying that everybody that's putting out good food, when they put out their photos is doing that. But, don't let that shit fool you. Khaleesi and I were watching a movie a little earlier, and I saw a picture of Julia Roberts in a preview. And I was just like, damn, makeup's a motherfucker. You can do the same thing to food. So, definitely don't get discouraged. Guys, we're here to encourage, inspire, and discuss delicious food. This was the Super Bowl. And over the last 2 weeks, the last 2 streams, we've really been pushing for a little bit of a challenge because we wanted to show what was on everybody else's plate. So all of us, we had some meals that we were going to do for what's on your plate. No eye holes went ahead and actually did some fucking ridiculousness. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Let's take a look at what's on our plate. So right here, you can see we got some pickled vinegar, pickled in vinegar red onions. This accompanied something delicious. Now I need clarification point here because as I was pulling out pork today, because I had some of this, I actually had this in my fridge. I'm not going to get into the details of how your boy Vic Nasty ended up with something like that. But when I was looking at this photo and I was getting ready to share what we were going to do here, I found peppercorns, found fresh garlic cloves. I'm assuming no eye holes. If you're in here, I'm going to ask you to confirm this for me. A little bit of sugar inside that brine. Did you put some sugar in that? And also, there's a sprig there. If you look at the picture, I want to say that was a rosemary sprig. And I'm assuming she took the leaves off before she went ahead and put that delicious meat roast together. There's a video on Instagram. Did you get a chance to see that? Some lime in that. Okay. Did you see where she was slapping the meat? She was beating the shit out of the meat.
That had me dying, man.
It was thyme? Okay, so it was thyme. Thyme sprigs, lime, vinegar, black peppercorn, sugar, and garlic, and the red onions. I'm assuming. That's how I would have got down with it. But she abused the shit out of that meat on Instagram.
Man, she smacked that bitch.
Like it owed her money. Like she literally told that meat to eat. She said, "You're gonna eat this cake, roast pork. You're gonna eat this cake." And she was slapping the shit out of it. If you haven't seen it, you want to see something funny, there's about a 10-second video up on our Instagram. Somebody can go ahead and drop that link tree. If you click into that, you'll get a chance to go to our Instagram page and you can go ahead and take a look at that video because it's fucking hilarious. Outside of that, y'all, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to these locations. We're making a big push. We're 4 people away from locking in that 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'd love to be able to round that out tonight. I think everybody that's here is probably already subscribed, but go ahead and please give us that 4 subscribers. We're taking a hiatus real soon. So before we leave, for the couple of weeks that we're going to be taking off, we really want to have that locked in so we can come back with youtube.com/ whatever name we decide, so we can just make it real easy for you guys to find us. Shout out to the chat real quick. Noaho said, "What's up?" Peaches, what's up? If anybody else is in here, please let us know you're in here. Say hello. Let us know you're here because we want to recognize you for coming out and giving us your Tuesday night. Right. So these onions, she pickled them. I know the pork she had going for about 3 days. I'm assuming she did the same thing for the onions. If you can, let us know, no eye holes, how long you pickled those onions for. We got Fat Man Panda, as always, our producer and our fearless leader. He's always your host, except for Tuesday nights. But he's behind the scenes. He's doing his Jamie thing. He is the salt to our dish. Without him, there would be no flavor to this. So, shout out to you, my brother. So let's move on to the next picture that Kim sent us, which is actually the roasted pork. She popped this in the oven. Just 24 hours, nothing crazy. Not yeah. Well, I mean, they've been sitting there for a couple more days in my fridge. Them onions were crack. I put those onions on that. I actually take some of the onions and put them on top of my hot dog the other night. She got that in the oven. Look at that. Look at that. Just swimming in juices. You know, what you should have did, unless you kept it for yourself, is you should have poured that into strain that off and poured that fat and saved that. So you could use that on the back end, put that in the fridge and treat it like delicious gold bacon fat. Gulag gang, how do I support this channel? What up, Gulag? What it do? Go ahead and give us a follow, homie. There's a link tree in there. That's my man. That's my man Will right there. That's Willie P. That's Willie P. In Vietnam, they used to call it the Willie P. That's what I used to call him. He knows me from a former life working at a certain avenue in the business that we all participate in. But what's going on, my homie?
What's going on, Rice and Ketchup?
Rice and Ketchup, what it do? Thanks for coming out. We got people trickling in. We thank you for coming out. We know we went a little late, but this is what's on your plate. This is this is what's on your plate. This is our kitchen. And Kim, look at Kim's roast pork there. So outside of that roast pork, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Which is comes over to the crib on Super Bowl Sunday and brings over this delicious fucking pork. Brings over the buns. So she bought the bread to carry it on to. Didn't just show up with the meat and the onions like a normal Latino would and be like, here, I bought you this. Figure out how you're gonna eat that. No, bought the buns, like had the proper buns ready to go. So I fucked up and I should have heated those up or toasted them in a little bit of butter. But that food, that shit was so good, it didn't even need any kind of juice or anything, anything. I reheated it a little earlier today. I didn't have to add any butter. I threw it in the pan. Its fat was right there. It rendered nicely. Just great flavors. Like, I mean, it was a heart attack I'll happily take. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, homie. You ain't seen nothing yet. That's the appetizer, my God. That's the salad for what we had going on this last weekend. So, Kim, thank you for participating in the What's on Your Plate Super Bowl challenge. She took the pork sliders or the pork sammies because these aren't sliders. That's a bit of a bigger bun. But man, Beast, I'm sorry, this is the problem with you living as far away as you do.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, I was actually in Tampa for like maybe an hour at most. Yeah, and I have to pass you to go home.
Yeah, you missed it, homie. Hey, had you reached out, you could have came and got some of this because she brought me a nice, delicious amount of pork. But it's all gone now. It's all done. It's in my belly. And it was fucking delicious. She had it with some fried eggs this morning. Yeah, with a little bit of a sunny side, and you could just dip that in and then sop it up with some bread. Like I would take the bread, I throw the meat inside of it, I would sop it up with the egg, and then put a little egg on top, maybe a splash of hot sauce. Crack. So, Kim, give us the official name on this. I called it, Latin pork sammies with the pickled onions, but let us know what the name you want is. Up next, Fat Man Panda decided, he was going to jump in the middle of the stream, and he was going to go ahead and participate in our little contest and competition here. And he had two things that he was going to put up. He was going to put up some chicken parm sliders, which I would have did that, but primarily he did a cheese dip. In the article, it was called the Ultimate Nacho Cheese Dip. That just looks creamy.
It does.
I unfortunately, he can't jump in and narrate right now. For some reason, Discord is not liking him, so I can't ask him to give us the preparation on this. But I'm assuming a little salt, little garlic powder, a little black pepper. Would you eat it? 2 red onions, 2 red peppers, 2 red chilies. So he juiced everything to mix it in. That's why. Okay, I see you, homie. Mm-hmm. No chunks, just straight cheese. Like. That's almost like the movie theater stuff, but on the next level. Did you do this with tortilla chips? Did you go with the triangles, or did you go with the scoops? The triangles. Ain't nothing bad. Why you say the triangles so sad? But you heard him say it, and they use the triangles. They not. He sounded so depressed. Yeah, he sounded so depressed the way that he said it. Well, I mean, I'm not mad at him. The scoops is a different level. Like when you dip it, is like the scoops. Glitch actually came through. Glitch came through with Tactical Group.
I just missed the whole fucking party. Shit.
Hey, we were supposed to have plans. You asked me if we could take a trip. I told you we couldn't. I said, but let's circle back and figure out what we're going to do. Did you call? Did you text?
Well, no. There's a and I'll tell you on the back end what happened.
It's funny that you say that. There's an interesting story behind this.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it at this point, bro. We 8 months into this, man. It is what it is.
Like I said, when I tell you what happened, you're gonna be like, "Ah, shit." Yeah, it was that really fucked up that day. So yeah.
Trianglia. So this was his nacho cheese dip. I really would like some of that. I actually never considered just kind of blending everything in and getting it smooth and just adding it to the cheese. So I'm gonna try that next time because I love me some cheese. I like to do mine with the beer though. I like a nice beer cheese sauce. So hey, Rotation TV, put us in the chat if you want to see a nice beer cheese or you want Panda to give you that recipe. Let us know. We'll go ahead and get you that information. So his next up was going to be the chicken parm sliders.
Oh, it's like an upside down cake?
Now it's an upside down cake. Got that Prego sauce. Got that Prego sauce. For those of you who haven't been here, historical footnote time. Rotation's first child that's going to be born on the stream is actually coming real soon. He's baking in the oven.
Yeah, literally.
So chicken parm sliders. Oh, I like what you did there. So this is something that I do want to bring up. And shout out to Panda because Panda's always trying to be budget conscious. That's a segment we have on here is cooking on a budget. And he intentionally chose to go with pre-patties and use those to make it easier for people. I know my man can fry some chicken. I've seen his fried chicken. And those look really good because he cut them out. Now I heard a rumor, homie. I know you had to put in some work this weekend. Did you? I know you made the cheese, but did you make these sliders? So they tag team this. The Pandas tag team this. So this deliciousness you see on screen is all peaches. This is all peaches right here. But I like how you did that, peaches. Bring it back a picture. Let me see that real quick. So did the chicken, prepped everything out, got the slider rolls, put the sauce. So sauce down first. Oh no. Okay, so was it bread, chicken, sauce, then cheese? Oh, sauce. Bread, chicken,
and then sauce again.
Then cheese. Okay, got the layers. For me, only thing I would have did different, peaches, and I'm not telling you did anything wrong. Is I would probably put the cheese down first to give it a nice protection against the bottom because I'm assuming these were baked after they were ready to go to get that cheese melty. Am I wrong or am I correct? Sauce, chicken, sauce, cheese,
sauce.
Extra sauce, extra cheese. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. Little cheese, little sauce, and then a little more cheese on top of it. Now you just show it off, peaches. Now you just show it off. And I love how she did the smaller piece of cheese so that this way the sauce can still come out. Yo, shout out to peaches. Ooey gooey. Those look fucking delicious. Wait, I see some spread there. Did we melt some spread and put that on top before these were baked? Oh, woman after my own heart. Panda, if you fuck. Oh, and I see the herbs and the garlic powder and the black pepper sprinkled on top. Yo, you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight up, Panda. You fuck this up, homie. I'm killing you. Let you know, homie. You messed this up, man. That's a good woman right there. Khaleesi should be watching the stream. Hint, hint. So chicken parm sliders, okay. Oh, and the sprinkled parm on top. Oh, you know what? I'm done. Go ahead, change it. Look at the crisp on that. I'm done. I'm hungry now. I'm hungry.
Really?
Now.
As if we've been doing this for quite some time right now, and
but how often do y'all see me go in and get all excited about shit? Like,
I know
yeah, we got a video. Look at that.
Look at this shit.
Yeah, that's real world class. I tried to shoot a lot of video, but Vic went a little animal when it came to the cooking. This weekend it was a little much. I bet young Master Desi loved this. That's why his little ass was laying out in that photo like he was on the couch. That little man had the food coma.
That nigga had the itis. Come on now.
He had the itis. Knocked out.
We're making a fat little thing already.
Please do. We'll go ahead and put that together. I might get with you and we make a butter garlic sauce to put on top of that. So shout out to the Pandas. That looks delicious. Young Master Desi, you got that right. I was Young Master Victor Alexander. So moving right along, my man Beast, a lot of people on the stream was talking smack, and my man
of course they were,
that he fried up this chicken. Well, homie, I'm saying, if you invited a vampire over to your house and you knew he turned 3 of your friends, you're not going to be nervous that he might just potentially, convert you and make you a vampire too?
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen, what? Hey, listen, what? Tell me.
If the possibility was there, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But the challenge was accepted, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Only it wasn't mini. They were fucking pretty big.
Well, let's go to the photo because those just look pretty small to me. Did you go with the big Eggos or did you go with little ones?
Nah, it was actually fucking made. It wasn't like, in the bag or nothing like that. We actually had I borrowed the fucking little Eggo mini thing.
Wait. You said we.
Yes, I borrowed.
Who's we?
I borrowed Ritz's daughter's waffle maker.
Okay.
And so the waffle mix was made. We slapped that shit on there, and I say we as in me and Maritza.
Okay.
Yeah. Chicken was made by me, homie. I don't want to hear it.
All right.
I had to burn a few pieces of chicken to get this.
Yeah, I didn't include that photo. I was giving you a pass on that one. But
go ahead. You have to.
Oh, that's way too much work. That's way too much work. Panda, let me see your photo. Let me see it. Well, before we bring up the chicken and waffle sliders, let's go ahead and jump into the mac and cheese bites.
Bro, oh my god, okay. So it wouldn't hold together, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to hold together. So I figured maybe if it cooled off, maybe the cheese will, no, it all fell fucking apart, and there was nothing I could do to keep it together, and I couldn't understand why.
Panko and an egg. Panko and an egg would have got you that. Once you had the mac and cheese ready to go, you mixed in a little egg. And did a little panko into it, that would have made it a little more binding. But they don't look bad, man. So what you're saying is they were basically, when you scooped them out, it became mac and cheese again.
Yep.
Instead of being able to take them out. Another trick you could have done was let them cool down completely, put them in the fridge, and then scoop them out and then reheat them from there. Because the cheese would have had a chance to solidify and bind a little bit, and then they would have been bites, and you could have heated them up from that point. And they might have been a little more edible, but they don't look bad, man. They don't look bad at all.
I mean, it was actually pretty good. And then the pepperonis that I had left, I actually made like an egg sandwich today with that shit. And actually, I didn't think fucking pepperoni and eggs would go together great with cheese. But
so you didn't think salted meat and eggs would go together?
It comes out like salami. So I was like,
sausage, salami, Canadian bacon.
I didn't even think, like I said, I didn't think about pepperoni like that. I was like, let me try it. And
pepperoni's a salted meat. Yeah, no, Kim, I got you, Joe. I got you, Kim. We're gonna go ahead and do something.
Eggs. Yes, that's exactly what it was. My fat ass was hungry as fuck this afternoon because I don't really eat in the morning, and I went to town with that shit. I was like, damn.
Well, when we can start traveling again, I told you there's an international food, because we have an international food segment we want to eventually do, and there's this thing called shakshuka. Which is very, very similar to like eggs as a pizza breakfast kind of thing. But yeah, Hangover Munchies at its finest. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, I would definitely say that's Hangover Munchies at its finest. All right, let's go ahead and look at these chicken and waffle sliders that everybody was trying to say my man wasn't going to be able to pull off. Which, for historical footnote purposes, he still had help. But I'm not going to... Okay, I know you did not put the powder sugar. I know that was not you.
That was not me. That was Maritza's idea. I was like, she's with that fucking perfection shit. I was like, no. If you got the picture that I literally put it on there for my daughter, okay, and I cut it in half, you know what I'm saying? It was great. That was me. Okay. I didn't want the whole powdered sugar. I would have taken the syrup, but I didn't want to give it to my daughter with syrup because then she would have been all sticky and whatever the case may be. But the powdered sugar was her idea because she wanted to make it look pretty.
Yeah. And she did make it look pretty. Shout out to Maritza. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and let you cook from this point forward. We're going to just shut these down. He's not going to be allowed to cook again. Because if he's just going to lean on you, I'm just going to let you get all the glory and the credit. Because he tried to slide that we in there real quick until I asked him.
There's no sliding anything in there quickly. Yeah, she said goodnight.
Did we go with a dark meat or did we go with a light meat on this chicken?
No, we went with the light meat.
What was the breading?
Panko with some flour and some salt, and of course the buttermilk.
Did we do one dip, or did we soak in the buttermilk and then dredge it? Like, how'd you do it?
Nah, I just dipped. I mean, literally just, and it was just in each bowl. So I went from literally the buttermilk to as a matter of fact, bullshit. I went from the flour to the buttermilk to the panko, and then inside and figured out. You know what I'm saying? The next day when we went to fry the chicken again. We just put everything together and then, let it soak in the buttermilk and then hit it, and it worked out better.
Gotcha.
Go figure.
Yeah, no, the buttermilk. I brine mine in the buttermilk. Well, I brine mine, then I dry it off, then I put it in the buttermilk for 24. And then shout out to Chef John from FoodEats.com. He actually has a trick, which is called dry hand, wet hand, which is, you line up your chicken to the left, then you put your flour, then you have your wet ingredient, and then your final. And you use one hand chicken into the flour, then you take the other hand, dip that into the wet, then take that out, put that into your panko, and then use the dry hand, so that this way you don't have two sticky hands. It's a really cool method. It takes a little work to kind of coordinate. I'm not the best at coordination these days. But kudos to you, man. Everybody thought you were going to air fry this chicken. Like, a lot of people was hitting me up and like, your man's going to air fry that.
You know what? I was trying to put this video in the fucking chat, and I couldn't put the video in this chat. It was me talking shit because everybody was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna fucking air fry it." Let me see if I can find this video. It's more or less the end part that.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of white on our side.
No.
All right, we'll get that sent to us, and we can put that on the Instagram.
I got you.
Yeah, we holding everybody hostage. We're about 20 minutes late, and I want to give everybody back. No eye holes already starting up with that shit. All right, but before we get into the au jus, before we touch the au jus, because that was a whole thing in itself. Like, I was so sad because I had to actually water down my au jus today because I was out. So I had to kind of go in and add more. Yeah, it's been a thing in the house. Like, the au jus was going on everything. So the first thing I did was I had Big Mac potato sliders, and I had French dip sliders. I had Big Mac potato skins and French dip sliders. So the first ones here, because Melissa was like, wait a minute, oops, gave the name. Khaleesi wanted regular potato skins too. So I did potato skins 2 ways. Bake the potatoes, scoop them out, put the scoops off to the side, and then mash that up with a little bit of sour cream and a little bit of butter, salt and pepper. Then reincorporated it in. I fried up some bacon. What I did was I mixed in the bacon into the mashed potato mix, threw that inside of the regular potato skins, topped those with sour cream and cheddar. Didn't get chives, totally forgot. But at that point, I had to start cooking, and I didn't have any time. So the other ones were the same thing. We started with a layer of the potato. Okay. I threw in some seasoned ground beef. Layered American cheese. I was going to go with shredded, but I wanted that real Big Mac look and feel to them. So we went with straight American cheese. On top of that, the Big Mac sauce. And I've been trying to make Big Mac sauce for years, and I figured out what the secret ingredient is. French dressing. Go figure. I always thought it was just mayo and ketchup. And I always thought mayo and ketchup is what made French dressing. No.
I thought it was Thousand Island.
No, French dressing, mayo, and ketchup. A little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder, some relish. Oh my God. Like, I have a jar of Big Mac sauce in the fridge right now. I wanted to go buy it, but I just felt like I'd be cheating that way. So yeah, the nice pickle on top. The only issue I had with these, the ones that I had left, was the reheat, because you can't reheat lettuce. But luckily, the cheese going on the way it did, I was able to kind of peel the cheese back, heat them up, and then put them back on top. But yeah, Big Mac fucking potato skins. I would have never thought that you could pull off a Big Mac potato skin. And Fiction, our boy Fiction, who's a follower here, he jumped in and was like, yo, how do we sell these? We got to find a different way. We can't call them Big Macs because obviously, that's probably trademarked. But Big Mac potato skins was definitely a thing. I didn't think they were going to be delicious. Oh, and there's chopped onion on that. So it's literally all of the Big Mac ingredients minus the sesame seed bun.
So why don't you just call it the Mac potato skin?
Yeah, because it's still McDonald's will find a way. They have more money than we do or ever will have. Ray Kroc is a thief, as we'll talk about a little later. So those were the Big Mac potato skins. I would definitely say it's a thing. And we have recipes. We're going to share those as we go on the break. We're going to make a real push on social media real soon. So we're going to put up some of these recipes so that this way we want to see you guys do it. All American burger skins. My man, that's a good name. See, this is why he's the chief. Branding.
True.
Branding. McNasty skins. We go Vac Nasty skins. We'll put a V in front of it so McDonald's can't hit us with the M issue. So if you guys remember, I had the French dip sliders. French dip sliders were supposed to be normally grilled onions, roast beef, Swiss cheese, in bread. I thought that sounded good, but I wanted to go a little better. I wanted to get a little more with it. So,
oh boy,
yeah. So I ended up. So I'm a connoisseur of the television. And one of my favorite TV shows from NBC is a show called 30 Rock. It's a Tina Fey show, great show. And there's an episode which is called Sandwich Day. And Frank, who's one of the writers on the show, he breaks down to this new hire, like basically every year the Teamsters show up and they give them these delicious sandwiches. And the sandwiches themselves are what's going on? What's going on with all the photos, Panda?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
So this is a facsimile of what the Teamster sandwich is supposed to be. Now, on the back end, I did not know that the red peppers wasn't a thing. Binging with Babish, is the food god for me. Not even Jon Favreau can touch Binging with Babish. Favreau had to go to Binging with Babish for those macaroons that they did on The Mandalorian. But this sandwich is, remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking about the chopped cheese. I was talking about the cream cheese sandwich. And every week I say, this is my favorite sandwich. Tonight, I'm making a historical footnote statement. This is my sandwich. This is all I ever want again in my mouth. I don't want any other sandwich. I'll eat another sandwich, but if I have a choice, this is the only sandwich that I want to make from this point forward. It's mozzarella, roasted red peppers, roast beef, and bread. That's it.
Oh, these motherfuckers is back.
Hey, Brislow, Eco, what it do? Help, I've been sucked in. Homie, you ain't seen shit yet. So
you ain't seen nothing yet.
So I cut them into sliders. So let's get that on the books. As you see, I put them together. But Panda, go ahead and go to the next picture for me. We did make sliders. I cut them down, made them bite size, gave everybody a cup of au jus. And now, Kim, you can go ahead and talk about the au jus. You can put your feelings about it in the chat. Nice dipping sauce. Hey, yo, that meat looks like my girlfriend's coochie. Then you are a lucky man, my friend. Shout outs to you for having a wifey that got a coochie that looks like boar's head roast beef. I am not mad at that, my guy. And these things became a damn thing, homie. Like, I've eaten it. I ate it Sunday. I ate it Monday. I ate it Tuesday. I ate it today. If I had more au jus, I'd probably make it tomorrow, even though I'm out of bread. I got a little bit of the bread that Kim brought me left to make another one. Like, I purposefully stashed some roast beef and some peppers inside the fridge so that this way I can make myself another one tomorrow before I go to work or while at work. Right. Khaleesi doesn't even know, like, it's stashed in a different part of the fridge. It was just next level. And it turned into, a thing. So in a second, we'll go ahead and go a little deeper into this Teamster sandwich because, we're all about what's on our plate and the food adventure. So I made this a video. I put together the instructions on how you at home, the viewer, can do this. So I mean, Chad, I'm gonna ask you guys, those of you that saw it, and the 15 of you that are in here, thank you for coming out. There's one more thing that I did do, because Vic's got to go a little extra. Unfortunately, no eye holes had to dip out. But you remember that garbage plate we did a couple of weeks ago, Beast? The one that we featured, the garbage plate with the macaroni salad and the French fry or the home fries. Yeah, I made those too.
What the fuck? Holy shit. That's what that shit was. I was like, what the fuck?
My God. So, I didn't do the home fries. I did crinkle fries. Yeah. I did crinkle French fries on one side, homemade macaroni salad on the other. I have all this in videos, but at one point I had to stop making videos because I had to cook. So this is half macaroni salad, celery, carrots, pickles, sweet relish, the noodles, mayo, vinegar, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and one other special seasoning I'm not going to get into. The other side was the French fries done in the air fryer because that's the best way you can make French fries. Like, beyond anything, don't fry your French fries anymore. Get your little pan, get you a little, one of those little hand sprayers, fry your French fries in the air fryer. You will not enjoy a better French fry than that. Salt them at the end. I did the meat hot sauce, that was about a 5-hour process of slow cooking this meat and reducing it, bringing it down and smashing it up. Made it real spicy. It has some cumin in it. It had some allspice. It had some cinnamon. Tried to get some Greek flavors. I found this Weigel hot dogs. Publix had them. So I had Weigel White Hots, which I don't think you can see in that picture because it's just covered with everything. And I did Salines Red Hots. So these are Red Hots and White Hots. And if you look at the bottom, you see that cheese piece?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a cheeseburger. That's a smash burger as well. So this has French fries, mac salad, cheeseburger, 2 types of hot dogs, meat sauce covered in ketchup and hot and mustard. You know, it was to the point that Fiction was like, "And why don't you have a food truck yet?" And I was like, "Fam, because COVID is real, and I don't have any money. But if you know some people that would like to do this, we can go ahead and do this." I had a bite. I couldn't do it because I would have died. And Melissa's already told me that if I die from eating food, she will kill me. So I don't want to die twice. I don't want to be that dude. So unfortunately, I didn't get it to enjoy. But Glitched ate it, and I watched him fall into the chair. Like, you ever see somebody just kind of lean back once they get too high or they get too drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a thing. He sat down, knocked out, was ready not to eat the potato skins, and then Fiction was like, "Yo, you need to try these, my guy." So I gave him a half of one. And man, it was a nice time, man. Hello?
Oh man.
Oh, I thought I lost audio. My bad. Yeah, man. So garbage plates. Super Bowl Sunday was a thing. No Ihos was supposed to be there for that. So she has a promise for me and a pledge for me. I won't make her a garbage plate. We'll do it when Khaleesi's out of town, so that this way you and I can enjoy it, because I can't let her see me eat some shit like that. This looks great just without the mustard, homie. It's a thing. Yo, you need it.
God.
You need it. You just mix it up and fucking do banana shit. So I think that everybody's Super Bowl food came out great. But in doing the research, I've been holding on to this link for a minute. So we showed some awesome Super Bowl dishes, but I wanted to look at some Super Bowl food fails. So Panda, if you can go ahead and pull that up for me. So, delish, because it's
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl food fails.
Oh, so, yeah, I think the macaroni,
the browser.
Definitely.
No, the macaroni one, I want to go back and try to redo these, and each of us can give some tips. Right. But these are 14 Super Bowl food fails. This isn't an 80 picture page like before, but you see we have the first ones were these Super Bowl chocolate strawberries, which I actually thought looked really good in terms of the home ones there. But yeah, shout out for the try. Like, I'm not going to front. Shout out for the try, but that looks nothing like what the picture on the left is. One of these things is not like the other. Footballs or bugs. Yo, those are really charcoal-y. Like, those are really cooked through. This is somebody trying to do nachos.
I thought that was lasagna.
Yo, look at that one on the bottom right.
I thought it was lasagna, like flipped.
Oh, yeah, nah, keep it moving. Yo, the nachos underneath were like, thank God I was on the bottom of this pile. Tom Brady, we found Jim missing football. Shout out to Deflate Kate. Yo, was that just peanut butter?
What?
Oh,
is that charcoal?
Oh. See, this is that conversation we were having last week where we showed No Kings, No Masters awesome charred chicken. For those of you who are watching, this is burnt. This is not what char is supposed to look like.
That's extra crispy.
That is extra crispy. That's like, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn the oven up to high. Let them cook. Oh, they brought back those strawberries. They were that bad. Popping jalapenos. Oh my God. Yo,
is that bacon?
Gilly, yeah, that's bacon. You know the ones that Gilly makes with the jalapenos, with the cream cheese and the wrapped bacon? That's the bad version of that. Graphic corn. Graphic.
Oh my God.
I like that the person took the time to put nailed it in their photo. And for historical footnote, that picture was using the little cocktail weenies. They were not using actual hot dogs. Yeah, that's an actual hot dog. The other ones were hot dog weenies. And you could tell these were overcooked because every hot dog opened itself up. The skin just couldn't handle it anymore. When veggies go wrong. Superbowl. Oh no, go back.
Bro.
Go back.
That
Superbowl. Right, after eating all of this shit, I guarantee you will have a Superbowl.
For real.
And the go means you guys go to the bathroom. Go. That cake is spot on. Yeah, Panda, I wanted to show you this one just because I know you're a fan of the deviled eggs as much as I am, and that just looks. I don't know what's up with the green. Like, were they trying to make footballs here? Like, I don't know what the exact purpose of this was supposed to be. The filling doesn't look half bad, but they threw me off with this green stemmy thingy. What you got, Beast?
Nothing. That shit looks horrible.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next photo there. A stadium built for two. Now, I'm not mad at this concept.
Okay, that doesn't look half bad. Is that
what?
That doesn't look half bad.
Homie,
it's creative. It's creative.
Yo, no, shout out for the creativity, but yo, look. Okay, hold on. We're gonna address a couple of things with this photo. First off, those pigs in a blanket.
Okay,
how do you burn the pigs but not the blanket? That's the first thing I'm trying to figure out.
Because they probably cooked the hot dogs first, and they didn't know they were
shit nuggets coming soon to a foil tray near you. And then you got super creative with the split, but then you didn't put anything for the. I'm assuming those are wheat thins in the upper right hand corner. I don't even know. Are those Pringles? They don't have that round edge. Either way, just little mini pepperonis, though, beast. Oh yeah,
the pepperonis.
Oh my god, I'm assuming that's sour cream, ranch dressing, and salsa. But hey, shout out to the scoops.
That's the Superbowl on a budget. I mean, at the end of the day, come on.
I mean, I'm not expecting that. I put in 8 hours of work. Like, I don't think I sat down until the fourth quarter. Runaway piglets. Runaway piglets.
What?
What are runaway piglets? If you can see, the piglets are trying to get out. So this is the exact opposite of what we just showed, where these pigs look undercooked and the dough just looks like dough. Rice Krispie deceit. Either way, guys. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I failed in the kitchen on many an occasion before I got to the point where I feel confident that I'm not gonna fail. Don't be discouraged. Even if you made something that looks delicious, go ahead and do your thing. Outside of that, before we jump into the what's on our plate cooking at home adventure, I want to ask you a question, Beast.
What's up?
So each of us technically made a slider, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean for the most part? You made chicken and waffle sliders. Panda made chicken. Well, Peaches made chicken and parm sliders. Maritza made chicken and waffle sliders.
Can't stand you right now.
And I made Teamster French dip sliders. And I did get a little kitchen help. Fiction salted my potatoes for me as I was doing dishes.
He salted the potatoes.
Glitched went ahead and followed my instructions on how to thicken up our meat sauce and added had a slurry for me. So we all got a little bit of help with this. But we all made a slider, and I wanted to know what would be your perfect slider. Like if you woke up tomorrow and the slider fairy showed up and was like, "Hey, what kind of slider can I get you today?" It doesn't have to be these three. What do you think is your perfect slider?
Man, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Big Mac. So when you made the potato skin, I'm mad at the fact that I did not catch that. I did not get that. So I gotta say a mini Big Mac, man. I mean, honestly, I love a Big Mac. So a mini one would be fucking perfect.
Mini Big Mac. All right, mini Big Mac slider. The one in between the sheets. Hey. all I heard was the Isley Brothers playing in my ear. Making love between the sheets. Ooh, doo, doo, doo. My chicken parm sliders after I made those. Okay, so Peaches is taking the chicken parm sliders. Panda, what's your ideal slider, my guy? You ain't got to tell us. You can put it in the chat. We both kind of paused for historical. I think I put him on the spot with this one. All right, so I'm
gonna let you guys know real quick. Hold on.
What up?
2 more subscribers is all we need.
Oh, on the YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got to 98. Okay, look at God. 2 away. And he already dropped the link tree. Oh, Panda dropped the link tree. Somebody dropped the link tree. I thank you guys for that. 2 subscribers away from YouTube. So when we come back, we can premiere the name of our YouTube TV channel.
I'm trying to get this shit done before the end of the stream. I'm just letting you know this right now.
Hey, we'll make a deal with y'all. We will take consideration on names of what our YouTube channel will be if we can get in the 100 subscribers before Friday's stream. Because we stream Friday nights at 10:30 p.m. So if you're in the chat, you want to help us name our YouTube channel, we might consider your name. I got to put an asterisk on that. If you ask for YouTube TV / BBC, Big Bacon Chicken. We're gonna see, you're dirty man. You're a dirty boy. Filthy. Shame on you. Shame on you. I know what you were thinking. But see, this is why we need y'all's help. So, chat, please let us know if y'all got a dope name you'd like to see on the YouTube and you can help us get to 100. All you gotta do is call a friend. Send them the link. Tell them to subscribe before the stream is over tonight. We might go ahead and hook you up. I know Panda's still kind of struggling with it, but I gotta propose a proposition to him. Oh, okay. So Panda's put his perfect slider in, but while he's typing in his perfect slider, I'm gonna tell you the perfect slider for me, and it's the original.
Let's hear it.
And don't get me wrong, the French dip would be a dope slider, but I think you should eat that as a whole sandwich. Like, I don't think you should have to eat 6 of those little mini ones. I think you should have a nice big hoagie to just enjoy and snack on. White Castle. White Castle's the original slider. Started in 1921. They wanted a cheap way to make burgers. They ended up finding the perfect balance of being able to take the right amount of meat, steamed over onions. And that's a misconception. A lot of people don't know. Those White Castle burgers, they're not thrown on the grill. They are, but they're laid on a bed of onions. Have you ever taken a White Castle burger apart, homie?
No, I can't say I have.
It's okay. A lot of people have it. They have 5 holes in them. I don't know if you know this. And Panda, if you could give me an image, that'd be dope. If you just look up White Castle patty, it should show us a picture. So the trick, and I've actually been researching this for a minute. Babish actually did some ridiculous ones.
Oh man!
They remember when you back in the day when you go to White Castle briefcase? Yeah, yo, you get the what was it? The snatch, the stash back, or it used to come in a special box. Like yo, they brought you a folded thing. But what White Castle does is they actually steam their burgers. There you go. So if you look, they steam their burgers. So their burgers are not fried, my dude. Their burgers are actually steamed over onions. So they do the flatbed grill. They heat the onions, and as the onions are cooking, the steam that comes up from the onions actually is what cooks the patty. And the holes are in there to help the meat cook more evenly and to give you that distinct White Castle flavor. Go figure.
Bro, now I want one.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's a thing. And yeah, they're cooked with ridiculous amounts of they're cooked with water. Like I found this dope ass video where you can freeze the meat. Like the way that it's said to be done is that you flatten out the meat, you put the holes in it, you freeze it so that this way they break apart a little easier. You throw them over a baking tray with some onions and maybe a broth or a water and let that steam through, and then put your cheese and put your bun. And that's why they're all soft and they're never crispy. Man, I feel old now. Noajos, yes. If you feel old, I feel ancient. Like I was watching these videos on White Castles, and I was watching White Castles that I went to in New York as a jit. And yo, there's only like 4 White Castles in all of New York City. Like there's like 2 in Queens. I know there's 1 in Manhattan. There's 1 in the Bronx. And there might be 1 in Brooklyn. I don't even know if Staten Island was dope enough to have one. Yeah, Peaches, you don't need to rub it in. So for those of you who don't know, and shout out to the 15 that are in here, this is a big thing. If you can make it to Kentucky, there's 1 in Tennessee. Well, there was 1 in Tennessee. I had to go to a funeral, and I confirmed there was 1 in Tennessee, but it was about 3 hours from where I was in Tennessee, so I couldn't make it. The Crave case. That's what it was, Panda. It's the Crave case. Oh. Are those the chicken rings? I see chicken rings. Yeah, baby. Yo, don't get amazing. It. So White Castle, a lot of firsts, all right? First fast food restaurant officially in the United States. And you can confirm this. Like McDonald's will tell you that they're lying.
What?
McDonald's was not the first fast food restaurant. White Castle was. White Castle actually bought a company to make the white hats because there was a big thing about cheeseburgers not being healthy. They were the first company to make their own white hats. They bought a porcelain company and a steel company so that they could make the parts that they needed for their own restaurant and then sell to other companies so that they could fund the restaurant. They built machines for World War II. They actually were the first company to make like lawn care shit because once World War II was done and they still had a steel company and a porcelain company, they ended up going out and starting a company that basically started, John Deere and everybody else, and they used to go to them for this. Yo, White Castle is the shit. White Castle be hitting like that. You damn right, homie.
Hey,
you damn right. Yo, I bet you
drunk.
I bet you my man Gulag, Gulag's the most swole dude you ever see. Like, you ever see a dude and he's a mini version of the Mountain. That's what a man looks like. The Mountain from Game of Thrones. No, like you see him, and he's not a big dude, but he's a big dude. But it's all like solid muscle. Like my man would hit the gym, like creatine powder, the whole nine. Like, if you ever need a sponsorship and we ever want to put together a World's Strongest Man competition, Gulag, we're gonna need you. Just so you know, but I'll holler at you on that in the back end. No eye holes. Not the ones you can get at Walmart or the freezer section, but actually White Castle. So no eye holes. Here's the deal. I got a hack. I got a rotation TV pro tip.
A rotation TV pro tip. I love that.
We got pro tips. You know how we do.
I love it.
So no. So you know how you get the package and it's like, hey, just nuke these for 60 seconds. Maybe defrost them before you nuke them. Nah. Steam the burgers. They're a steamed burger, and there's actually instructions on the box on how you can steam their burgers to heat them up and make them the closest thing you could have. I mean, obviously, it's not the real thing. The bread may get a little soggier than the real thing, but if you get you some pickles, because for some reason the frozen one does not come with pickles on it, and I dare you to challenge me. You can go out and buy a box right now. That box will not come with the pickle. But if you get you some sliced pickles, you steam those White Castle burgers, you put that pickle in there. No. And the only reason why you cannot get it is people used to tell me, Crystal's in the South and White Castle's in the North. That's not the truth. White Castle's commitment to quality is that they want to run everything. They have their own distribution trucks. They don't ship with anybody. So they drive to places where they can keep things fresh and within reasonable margin points. So that's the whole reason why we can't get them. Yeah, Crystal could care less about that.
They don't care about that guy.
It was a thing. I moved to Florida and I was craving White Castle burgers. And my boy was like, we going to Crystal. And I'm like, Crystal? And he's like, yeah, it's White Castle. And I'm like, all right. And he took me. We sat down. I'm looking at these little mini burgers. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is White Castle. And I bite into it. And it was just like, oh. No. As Nico would say, who abused you as a child? Who did this to you? Like,
speaking of Nico, where is this guy?
Life happens. He's still probably from the Super Bowl. I will get on his case because he didn't know we were going live tonight. I'm gonna say White Castle, even though I think there are better sliders out there. Hint Teamster French dip sandwich slider, but White Castle is going to be the original because by far it is the epitome of what we have as sliders. We got Fat Man Panda's official slider. He's claiming chicken. Are we talking like rotisserie chicken, fried chicken, deli cut chicken, deli cut ham, turkey, salami, Gouda, Havarti, cheddar, white American, best sliders ever. I guarantee you that's a Superbowl moment as well. Go, go, go. Oh my God. There's so much cheese on that.
I see that shit.
That's
Gouda, cheddar.
What kind of bun would you go with, Panda? I need to know what kind of slider bun we going with on that. We're waiting to hear it in the ear, y'all. Would you take a Hawaiian roll? Do you want it? Oh, so Panda said that there's special bougie white privilege Hawaiian rolls that are only, sold to people who have the white privilege card. So shout out to Panda. When you come down, we're going to go ahead and get some of these special honey Hawaiian rolls. Brioche. Oh, no eye holes. That's a good call out right there. I mean, a brioche. You know what I might go with instead of a brioche on that? What's Chicago water bun.
Never had that.
The Publix sells them. They're those they look like little balls of bread.
Uh-huh.
Kind of hard on the outside, but I might go with that sandwich because that's a lot of meat. You need something that can hold. You need something that's going to give you a little firmness.
But can a slider hold that much shit?
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. All right, so the slider, y'all. If you haven't had White Castle, if you can get to New York, get you some. If you can get anywhere into the Northeast, middle of the country, get you some White Castles fresh. If you cannot, go ahead and buy the box and follow the steaming instructions. You can. It's like 80% of what the 100% of a real White Castle burger should be.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get like 6 boxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go into your place, and we're going to do this shit.
And you're going to steam them? I don't have that kind of steamer pot. I'm trying to buy one of those weird Chinese ones that have like the layers and the levels. Yeah, the steam box. Panda knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, they are a thing. But after the whole French dip slider and eating it for the last 3 days, I put together a video. We're gonna go ahead and run that now. This is our rotation TV. What's on your plate? At home cooking adventures. While Panda runs that, I'm gonna howl at the moon real quick, and we'll go ahead and get into this.
And by the time you get back, we might have a surprise for you.
TV. It's time for another What's on Your Plate, and this is Super Bowl food fun, and we made French dip sliders. Now this is the morning after, and we went ahead and did get some Flora red peppers, some Mancino sweet peppers, some mozzarella. That's Bella Giosa's mozzarella. Comes pre-sliced, but it comes in that mozzarella loaf. We got a crusty roll, garlic, fresh roast beef, the boar's head always, and au jus. And this is what the final inside product will look like, but we'll go ahead and take you on the journey of how to make what I would consider probably the best sandwich I've ever had. First, we're going to start with making the jus. This is beef broth, vegetable stock. This is red onions, peppercorn, celery, carrots, bay leaf, garlic powder, onion powder, mushroom onion soup mix, trying to think what else we put in here. Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, a little bit of sugar, and you're just going to go ahead and let that come to a boil and let it roll for a second. You want to let everything kind of start to release into that juice before you go ahead and bring that down to a lower heat. Once you've got everything kind of reduced a little bit, you're going to go ahead and turn that down to a simmer there. I don't put a top because I want to encourage the evaporation, because if it gets a little thick, you can always cut it with a little water and, you get a little different flavor going on. So just going to let that do its thing for about 3 hours. I think I ended up going 4 hours at that point, but it came out delicious. Next, you're going to go ahead and open your roll, and you're going to put some of that mozzarella on there. I wanted to put a different slice at the beginning there, so that's what you sort of little step up, but that's the Bella Giosa. It comes in a nice mozzarella, roll, and then it's already pre-sliced, so you can just take your slices off. You could use shredded, but it's better like this because that heat's going to go ahead and melt the cheese. Here, we're going to layer the sweet peppers and the red peppers. You can go with either or you can go like I did combined. What I did on the second half was I went ahead and cut them down, threw them in a container with some olive oil and some garlic, let them sit for 24 hours. Then you can salt them on the back end there. It'll help to draw out a little bit of the moisture. It just flavors the peppers a little more. You don't have to go too crazy with it. This is a sandwich you really want to stand out on its own. Because we didn't put the we didn't put the red peppers and sweet peppers and garlic at this point. We just went ahead and took a garlic press and we just pressed some fresh garlic on there. Wifey said it was spicy either way. I thought it was more spicy with that, but now we're going to go ahead and take our broth. We heat some of it up and we're just going to dip our roast beef into it. You're not cooking your roast beef, you just want to let it heat up a second in the stock. So you're going to go ahead and take that out, and you're not getting hot, you're just getting them warm, so that this way all that juice is already inside the sandwich and it's nice and ready to go onto your mozzarella and your sweet red peppers. As you can see, this was super early in the morning. I will wake up, so the camera angles aren't the best here, but you can see it's all layered out. You're going to get about 2 nice layers of roast beef, the peppers, the mozzarella, the garlic. Again, pro tip, if you can put them inside of the olive oil and the garlic a night before, it'd be way better. I'll go ahead and give you that long view of what the sandwich looks like. Oh yeah, just simplicity. It's 5 ingredients. That's our cross section right there. You can see the mozzarella, you can see the peppers, you see that roast beef just looking right, little bit of a sprinkle, and this is all I could think about Monday morning after watching Tom Brady lift that damn trophy. We got our sandwich, we've got our dipping sauce, some people call it gravy, and we had a bonus potato skin, if you can see right there. But yeah, I was hungry and I decided to just go ahead and dig in. But guys, best sandwich I've had in a long time. Thanks for hanging out. As always, you saw what was on our plate. All we want to know is what's on your plate.
Yo, Gulag, we got you. We have everything ready to go for the support link. We got everything ready to go for the support link. We haven't brought it up, but when we come back from this hiatus, we're going to take a little quick 3-week break here. We will go ahead and have the support link up and ready to rock and roll. But we appreciate you for wanting to jump in and support here. I just got a historical footnote moment. I heard that we just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So
yes,
shout out, people. Shout out to you, the chat. You guys are fucking amazing.
Yes, sir.
For making that happen. Well, we just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, so we can finally lock in that name and get that going. We've been trying to cover and jump that hurdle for a minute. We've had a lot of subscribers, on the Twitch. We're at 124 on Twitch. The next one's going to be Instagram, but we're going to really take a big social push when we take this break. So we're going to ask you guys to share those social links, get people on there, get them excited about it. Because this is for y'all. This is more than just us. Like, you might see us on this camera, but this could be y'all. If y'all have a passion for sharing shit you like, that's what this is all about. We're in here to create a collective and a group of people that do exciting things and just talk about their passions and their loves. Yeah, if we could monetize this, it'd be amazing, but we're not there yet. But this is for the love and the passion of what we do. So the Teamster sandwich, beast, my man, man. Yeah, no, so Babish did a version of it, and again, the official joint, it's a place in Jersey. So in 30 Rock they say it's in Brooklyn, but the place is actually in Jersey. The Cake Boss? You know what a Cake Boss is?
Yeah.
He actually, their restaurant, his bakery that he grew up in and his dad ran, is right next to the place that actually makes these sandwiches. So what he said he used to do was he would take cookies and shit like that, and he would take them next door and swap them for the roast beef and moots. Because that's what they call it. They call it roast beef and moots. And they roast their own meat. They chill it. They slice it. They don't do the red peppers, but I feel like the red peppers just gives it this different thing. The first time I did them, I did the straight roast beef with the straight red peppers and the sliced Bella Giosa. Chips, what it do, my God? Thank you for dropping a link tree. I miss you, homie. I hope everything's going good with you. Welcome back. Nah, man, he communicated the other day. That situation passed. My man's better for it. We're all better for it. He took his shunning like a G. But shout out to my man Chips McLovin and kudos to you for what you're about to do on Friday. I'm not gonna put your business out there on the stream, but I'm excited for you, homie. Go ahead, hold it down, my guy. So this sandwich, man, look, I'm gonna give you the ultimate preparation. Get the peppers, and you get them in the jar. If you want to roast your own peppers, you can. It's not hard to do. But you can get the jar stuff. Take it, slice it down, get you a container, even a little Chinito restaurant with the clear container. You slice up the pepper, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of the juice from the jar, fresh garlic and salt, and just shake it up and let it sit for 24 hours. It created a different kind of pepper because the garlic flavor got to seep in. I liked it with the crushed garlic because I thought those little bites of garlic gave it a nice spice. But layer of the mozzarella, and if you can get only the block of stuff, I wish I could find an Italian deli that I can go and get fresh mozzarella where they hand roll it and do the whole thing. But the Bella Giosa is nice. The layers of the cheese, the red pepper, dipping the roast beef inside the juice, I think gives it a different thing because it kind of softens up the bread and gets the sandwich prepped. And then that side dipping sauce, it's just, I'm telling you, man, if I could eat that sandwich for the rest of my life, I think that's all I'll ever want to eat. And it's not an unhealthy sandwich. I mean, if you think about it, there's really not a lot of sodium in that, except for probably the roast beef and the jus, depending on how you make it. So I think that, other than those White Castle burgers, may be my perfect slider. But I would challenge y'all guys. It's not hard. Check out Binging with Babish's Teamster sandwich episode. Super easy to make. And let us know if you make it. Send us some photos. It's that time of the show where we go ahead and take a look at somebody else's plate. So this one's interesting, and I kind of felt bad bringing up this video because he's a little bit of an older gentleman. So shout outs to him for going out and doing content and having a YouTube channel and putting stuff up. But he calls this tuna nuda, a cold weather favorite. Man, you go ahead and run that video, man. I'm not gonna give much more of an introduction. Oh, this is beyond questionable. I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can find a way to make this better. Yeah, it's one of those.
Oh God!
Food fans, this is
it like the first one?
Update of one of my
worse.
old recipes. This is a great recipe, one of my favorites. This is the kind of meal that will warm you up on those cold winter days for those of you in the northern hemisphere. It's called tuna nuda. I uploaded a video of how to make this back in 2007, but since then the ability to put up higher quality videos that YouTube has come along, so I'll leave the old video up and add this new one. And there are some brand new secret ingredients I will be putting in, but main ingredients: some tuna, just a 5-ounce can of tuna, which used to be 6 ounce, and the actual dry weight is 4 ounce. So I'll use 1 can of tuna. I'm going to use 1 can. Used to be 15 ounce, now it's 14.5 ounce can of cream style corn. And I will use some extra wide noodles, and I'll use some other things besides those ingredients. And I will.
He reminds me of Michael Caine.
Casserole dish. It's a brand new one. And we also will be doing some boiling. So I've got some water boiling, and we shall get started. We have a pan of boiling water to which I'm going to add some noodles. How many noodles?
What concerns me is that he's making pasta, but his water is not boiling.
I will tell you in a moment. A few noodles. There, and put a little bit more. Then I'm going to add some elbow macaroni. I'll tell you that the total.
How many different kinds of noodles is he putting in there?
That was my issue with it.
7 ounces. How do I know that? Because it's between 6 and 8 ounces. And that probably would be enough for 2 people, because I eat a lot of this. This is something I like. And I'm adding, by the way, some spaghetti. So I've got spaghetti, elbow macaroni, and wide.
You gotta have your spaghetti.
This over there. And by the way, if you're a kid, don't mess with the stove. I can do stuff like this without getting burned sometimes, but you will get burned. So I'm going to put the pasta into the pan, boil it, and get it to where it is the consistency that I like, and we will be right back. This is almost the consistency I like. What I'm going to do is turn the heat off and let it simmer in there for probably 3-4 minutes, and then we will drain it. And I'm
so confused by this
ingredients and getting it
soup.
ready to bake. The pasta has been drained, the noodles, the macaroni, and the spaghetti, and I'm going to put the drained pasta into this casserole dish. Get around the tripod. And we got most of it over there. And I will get my spoon and get the rest in there. Then we'll start adding some of our ingredients. All of our ingredients, actually. Then we're going to put it into an oven, and I will cook it in the oven at 400 degrees for probably somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. I'll check it at 10 minutes and see what the situation is. But let me add some more things here. We'll put in the tuna next. And then I'll put in the corn. Here's how it looks with the creamed corn on top of the tuna, on top of.
Can we say baby shit?
Put in the first of the secret ingredients here, and that will be just a little bit of raisins, not too many. Probably just half a handful, just to have some flavor that's surprising in there. And now let's get
I don't even know what to say. Who puts raisin in this shit?
here.
Yeah, I know.
Easy. I'm going to crush up. These are potato chips.
For flavor.
These are just regular potato chips, not any flavor of any kind. Just good potato chips. I'm just going to put a few potato chips in there.
So are we making it salty or sweet or like?
And there's something that goes on top of the potato chips, of course.
You gotta have those potato chips.
Now in the first recipe I had saltines
I love how he's taking the time to crush them down,
put on top.
giving the even coating of potato chips. But it gets even better. Watch this.
I could, if I wanted to, I could use some Cheez-It type
Cheez-Its.
crackers.
Yo, shout out to Gulag Gang. This is the whitest shit I've ever seen in a while. Yeah, homie, we had one a few weeks ago that was even worse than this.
I really like oyster crackers.
Oyster crackers. That's where I want to end this. Go ahead, Panther. You can go ahead and shut this down. We don't need to show this man putting oyster crackers on top of this. But I do want to clarify for the record that he actually then puts this in the oven, heats it up, and enjoys it. He says it's delicious. I think Panther's go ahead and jump. He's going to go ahead and jump in to show us him enjoying this. So you can see that he actually does eat this.
My mom made it with saltine crackers.
Got a spoonful of tuna, potato chips, noodles, cream style corn,
and
raisins, and oyster crackers.
Who
Like, yo,
else
I
is
don't-
he
For a
eating?
long time.
Himself. Yo, the thing that bugs me out is I didn't even know oyster crackers was something you could buy in bulk. Like, I thought you had to steal the small packets from Red Lobster.
And that is very, very tasty.
Oh my god, that
Yo,
that
and
just
Panda-
looks disturbing.
Correct. Yo, Panda, correct. Yo, you know what? I'm not going to front. I've made some crazy shit, and people looked at some of the ingredients I put into it. The only concerns I had was this was the raisins. I don't know if I'd have gone with raisins with this. I
No.
think you could have found something else to maybe give it a little sweetness, even though the corn is probably going to be sweet. But the second thing that really concerned me is that he didn't drain off his tuna. He threw that tuna water in there with no concern whatsoever. He just dropped that in. But yo, look at him. He's got end credits, like he's got scrolls. He had some nice cuts. Yo, for somebody in their 70s getting out there and making videos and doing their things, kudos to him. And this isn't a horrible video. It's not like he's that chick from England. It's not like he's Kay's Cooking where you saw that shit. Like when we showed that a few weeks back, that was a little scary.
Yeah.
But you know, it was an interesting meal. But props to him for going out. He's Future Man Foods. If you look up, not Future Man, sorry, Feature Man Foods. Future Man is a dope show on Hulu. But shout out to him for that. And it doesn't look like a horrible recipe. I mean, we've seen some nasty shit. Yo, Gulag, I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you a video of a dude who is literally the worst chef on YouTube. Like, this dude put up a meal that was just unacceptable. It was unfucking acceptable. So now that we looked at what was on their plate, let's move into one of my most favorite segments of our show, which is That's Not a Menu. This week it's brought to you by Carlos Pizza, Napolitana, and Pastaria. Now, there's one. This is located here in Tampa.
No.
The one that we're going to look at is the one in the Tampa airport. There is one that's supposed to be in St. Pete's, which actually has really good reviews. But, you know, if you're going to go ahead and expand, hold on, Gulag. Shit, at least he did it. I'm only creative enough to post workout videos. My man be on that flex. He be doing that Western grip lift. So here we take a look at Yelp reviews. I actually got a balance. So this is a 3-star, but what really put me onto this was actually Google. So I have both links for Panda to pull up. Let's look at the YouTube. Let's look at the Yelp first. Let's go ahead and jump into some of those photos. Let's go ahead and jump over to food. All right. So the first photo that I want to look at is going to be that one on the first row there. All the way to the right. Sorry about that.
Apparently, this is like a company that's like out there. They got one in CP, one in Sarasota.
It's supposed to be decent. The other one, so I don't know what happened with this, but yo, it's the theme of the night. Yo, what looked worse, those ribs that we saw in the Super Bowl food fails, or this?
Oh,
Yeah,
what
no.
the hell is that supposed to be? Can we?
That just like the thing that concerns me is in that meat is that noodle. Like, were they cooking and the noodle just randomly ended up in this panini?
I don't know if that's a noodle.
My concern is how is that paninis are meant to be crispy. So how do you burn something and it's still soggy? And you can see that's what his concern was. More gross burnt panini with soggy, undercooked inside. It's a tail.
No.
It's a tail. Y'all wonder what happened to Ratatouille's rat. Now you know. Let's go ahead and back out of that picture. There were a couple of more that really concerned me.
Oh,
Let's go ahead and look at that. Yep, you already put your finger over it, my guy. So another person sharing a panini that was soggy and undercooked inside. My thing is panini's lay flat. So how do you only burn half of it?
That's the curious part. I mean, is like one side like hotter than the other?
I don't know. I might just have to go to the airport to try to find out. Thing is, I don't know if this is worth spending the $80 for the cheapest flight that I could find, because I already did the research. And yes, the cheapest flight that I could find was $80. I'm not spending $80 to test this place out. In that same row, Panda, though, I want you to jump back a couple of photos. That pasta, pull that up for me now.
Oh.
Where's the sauce? Where's the sauce?
It's embedded into the noodle. It's osmosis.
Like my concern is that what they're doing is that they're throwing sauce inside the bowl and then just throwing the pasta on top and expect you to do the work. From what I heard, some of the reviews talk about $20 for a personal pizza. Yeah, Gula got it right. That is just disgusting. Like, and the sad thing is that when I saw the first photo, I thought they were doing Haitian spaghetti. And Haitian spaghetti is the shit. I'm actually going to work on that one for the break. My man Gula could tell you about that Haitian spaghetti.
Wait. Haitian spaghetti.
Yo, don't get it twisted, my guy.
I'm not. I'm intrigued.
Haitian spaghetti. You use tri-colored peppers, some onions, a little Hillshire Farm sausage. Yo, I got photos. I made it when we first moved to Tampa, but I'm gonna recreate it for the stream. That shit is fucking cracked. So that's what I thought it was at first. Yeah, what don't I know how to make, my God?
That's
like,
true.
I'm really disappointed that you would say something like that. Yeah, they got to bring us back on that photo, man. So, what from the islands, my guy? Haiti and Puerto Rico ain't too far apart from each other. Damn, son. So racist. Got to pull up the rest of those photos. There was like one more on here. We'll jump into the reviews, but I want to go to those Google joints because those had me really concerned. There's one where like the pizza just kind of coming off of everything. Yeah. So what? You buy a pizza, you're super excited, you open up the box, you pick up the slice, and then this happens. Everything slides off of the fucking crust.
Nah. So then we're taking it back. But then again, how do you take it back to the airport?
Nigga, you got to catch what you got to. Okay, y'all turn this plane around. I got issues with this pizza that I spent $27 for. Yeah, super concerning. So again, this place is called Bravaro's Napolitana. It was Bravaro's Pizza, Napolitana, and Pastaria. Now, I want to jump on a couple of these reviews, but then Panda, I want you to go ahead and go to the Google link I sent you because some of that shit is even worse. So let's go ahead and look at some of these reviews. And remember, guys, we do this for you. Unfortunately, in COVID times, we can't go out and try this place and really. So they may be better in their non-airport form because, if you're at the airport, you can get away with some shit. Like if I was selling you crack on the train, I know I can get away with some shit because you got to get off the train at some point. But if I knew you could come back, you can't give me no business. So let's go ahead and go to, there we go. Go to that one. So we saw what that pasta looked like. This was somebody's concern about that pasta. Terrible. So terrible. For the price they ask, it's so nasty. They took pasta, put sauce under it, and the chicken was bland. $18 down the drain. Tampa Airport needs better food spots after this, after you pass TSA. And there's somebody from NY calling this out.
Nah.
Yeah.
See, but here's the thing. You figure when you're at the airport,
Wait, no, go up real quick. Beast, I'll give you a chance. I want that review before that. I want the one before Steph and G. Yeah, stay on that one, Beast. What were you going to say?
You figure when you're at the airport, I mean, you're in a spot where everybody's going to, be there. So you would you would manage it better, you know what I'm saying, and make it more edible.
No, man. Trust me, if this is going to make money regardless, like, why should I have to put in the extra work? And I'm assuming that's how they feel. This was a 2-star review, not complaining about the price, just stating the facts. The personal size pizza plus a 20 ounce of Aquafina was $21.13. The pizza was served warm. When I picked up a slice to take a bite, all the ingredients slid off. So this is the second person complaining about the sliding off of the ingredients. Sauce, cheese, sausage, peppers, all slid off. So mainly I was eating bread with the side of all the stuff I mentioned above. Not quite how I eat my pizza, but I'm traveling and hungry, so I made it work. Like, I really feel that they didn't want to shit on him and give him a horrible review. If we can, give us one more 1-star so Beast can go ahead and, oh, there you go. The paninis, perfect.
Oh, I was hungry. Oh, this is the worst. So the paninis were burned outside and soggy. outside and soggy and runny on the inside. Pizza was chewy, rubbery, and soaked with grease. This place is gross. I understand that it's airport food, but for the
Exorbitant.
I can barely see it. Exorbitant prices, it should be at least edible.
Now, shout out to them because they do respond. Like, I will give them props that they did go ahead and speak to people. But I think also it's the whole airport thing. Like, when's the next time they fly into Tampa? Like, they're going to forget before they fly back. But then you see people that are kind of happy with it. Like, I still think it's suspect because some of this food looks super fucking disgusting and uncomfortable. But Panda, go ahead and bring up the YouTube, the Gmail, the Google link, the second one. Because even though this was a 3-star on Yelp, Google destroyed them.
No.
Oh yeah, Google destroyed their 2.1. Go ahead and go to the photos for me. I'm not going to sweat the reviews.
Closed?
Yeah, but I think it's one of those airport kind of deals. Look at that.
Oh God.
Look at that. This is the mystery mix. So go up. I don't know what that is. If you click on the thing, it'll tell you. I think it's a mystery thing. Nobody knows what it is. Oh, that is a good point. Panda says that looks like muflada. That could be. But scroll down. It was another picture that had me all fucked up. It wasn't even that one. Yeah. Those two right there. So the bottom of that pizza is just that's just terrible. Like, are you looking at the bottom of your shit when you cook? That's the first question. And then these meatballs. Maybe that's the stuff they put inside those meatballs. The mystery stuff that we saw. That's what was inside of those meatballs, my guy.
I'm at a loss for words.
When things get back to normal and Panda's down here, we can actually take a trip. I want to go to the actual restaurant. I want to sit down because the actual restaurant is actually, I think, it's sitting at a 4.2, roughly around the both of them. And I want to give them a chance. I don't want to judge them solely on their airport food, but what I do want to say is that, y'all got to do better. Like, if you out here and you charging people $22 for some water and a personal pizza, at least make that shit delicious and tasty. Like, don't shit on somebody just because they get on a flight. And if you're in the Tampa airport and you're flying anywhere, stay away from Bavaro's Pizza Napolitana and Pastaria. Don't waste your money on it. There's a Chick-fil-A there. I want to say there's a Wendy's. Get you something that's worth your money.
They got everything else there, damn it. Just do not go there.
Yeah. So moving right along, it's time for some food and cinema. And this is something that, Fat Man and Tara and I have discussed for a minute. And Beast, you were there when we talked about it. You jumped in the second half of the first test roll of the anime. Food Wars is this dope-ass anime. And this is the English dubbed version, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, if you're gonna watch anime for the first time, and the Fat Man and Tara can go ahead and confirm this for you guys on Full Metal Aluminum Anime Cast, that watching the dubbed versions is probably just a little better than watching the actual English versions of animes. But this is a show that is based around a restaurant, and this is the first episode. This is the first meal that gets cooked, and it's called Gotcha Pork Roast. And this is something that I want to eventually cross over and maybe make while we're on this hiatus to come back and do. So I want to do a FAQ crossover with what's on your plate. But I want to talk about this recipe. So Panda, you can go ahead and run this. Panda, if you can, actually jump to 2 minutes and 55 seconds on this.
It looks like somebody's enjoying their meal. From the very
and I want to make food that makes women do this, just so you know.
Shall I tell you the secret to its flavor? Once the potatoes are nice and soft, I grabbed some fibrous mushrooms to soak up the fat. Then I diced up some onion to bump up the sweetness, and then kneaded both of them in. Next, I wrapped it with the thick-cut bacon. Then, I slowly cooked it in the oven. That made the bacon nice and crispy. That's when the potato and mushrooms did their thing, and soaked up all the tasty bacon goodness. Which in turn, created the beautiful combination of crispy on the outside and juicy in the middle. Almost sensual, don't you think? A while back when I was making a potato salad for a customer, I messed up the plating, and the juices from the protein accidentally seeped into the potato salad. That's where I got the inspiration for this dish. It came from my failure.
It's not as if this thing can be called a meat dish. But I can't stop.
Gulag, 100%. This is straight food porn. I like the fact that as she's holding the fork, she actually puts it up like an erection at one point.
So succulent. What are you doing?
If you want to have more, you'll have to make me a promise.
All right, so that pretty much shows us the recipe. And this show is all about, just ridiculous cooking. It's a father and son operation. He's constantly trying to beat his dad at cooking. His dad is the G and is the better of the two. But this right here, this is something that I want to make. And I've been talking about this in that peanut butter squid. But man, look, wrapped in bacon. And from what my understanding of it is, it's basically a steamed potato. You could use something like a potato ricer, which is what you would use to make gnocchi. Once you do that, chop up some, mushrooms, and what else did you put in that? Mushroom, I think it was onion and something else, but it basically absorbed up that pork flavor as it cooked. So basically make like a potato meatloaf almost, a potato mold, and then wrap it in bacon, take some butcher's twine, tie it over, and just cook it. That right there, yeah, man. So that's our food in cinema, and I specifically chose that one because we're gonna have our last Fat Man Tara Full Metal aluminum anime cast on Saturday, and this is something that Tara and Fat Man have been trying to get me into some anime for a minute, and this is one that I really wanted to jump into. So I'm really gonna take a chance to use our break to kind of get into some of these recipes. Take some notes because I want to go ahead and do some of this food because I shout out to the show. It's definitely food porn, Gulag, and this show is the closest thing to porn. Like Khaleesi was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" Because she could hear the chick moaning and groaning and being like, "Oh my god!" And in Japanese it doesn't sound as sensual, even though hentai for some reason does. But this is literally a cross between hentai and food. And I was just, stoked when I saw it. She was like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "I'm watching Food Wars." And she's like, "What is that on?" And I'm like, "Hulu." And she's like, "You mean that if we had a kid, our teenager could be watching this right now?" And it kind of made me say, "Oh shit, you're absolutely right." I don't know if that necessarily should be on the TV, but yeah.
It is.
Super fucking good looking and delicious, and they make some really awesome food. We've covered some of their recipes previously. That's going to be one of our crossover shows here on Rotation TV, where we bring in some of the shit from Food Wars and bring that over to our anime cast. We only got 2 sections left, y'all. I thank everybody for hanging out. We're sitting 9 strong with an hour and 11 strong, sitting with an hour and 34 minutes left. A couple of people jumped in. We got a couple more minutes here, but we love a segment where we actually talk about cooking on a budget. And this is going to be our budgetbites.com. Shoot into it. I'm gonna reach out to them while we're on the break. Like, yo, we feature you guys every week. You make some awesome recipes. You can go ahead and hook us up with something. But this is actually going to be a 1-pot creamy Cajun chicken pasta. So 1-pot meals. I like 1-pot meals if you're a single mom, a single dad, you're a dual household that just doesn't have the time to cook. 1-pot meals are always delicious. So this is a 1-pot creamy Cajun chicken pasta. The cost, according to Budget Bites, was $9.41 for the whole cost. I always say add $3 on for tax and wherever you live and the ingredients you choose to use. So let's say $13. You take $13, you divide that by 2, that works out to $6.50. Divide that by 2. That's going to work out to $3.75 a person. So for $3.75, you could feed somebody a nice, delicious, creamy Cajun chicken. This recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. If you can't get the fancy smoked kind, just get paprika. A tablespoon of oregano, tablespoon of thyme, tablespoon of garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper, black pepper, salt. These are things that most people probably have inside of their pantry already. For the pasta, it's going to be tablespoon of olive oil, tablespoon of butter, or shed spread, if that's what you got in your kitchen, because we know a lot of our Rotation TV fam loves them some country crock. And a pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now, Beast, you've heard me preach this. I like dark chicken. I just think it makes for a better meal. I think it's just more room for error, because you can overcook white meat a lot easier than you can overcook dark meat. Okay. And then for the pasta, tablespoon of olive oil, tablespoon of butter. Oh, no, yep.
I was going to say, we're selling the chicken
pasta. Yeah, we were moving beyond that. Yeah, one yellow onion diced, half a pound of penne pasta. The hardest thing to probably find is going to the store and getting the fire roasted diced tomatoes. Like, everybody else probably has most of this. And, sub out the penne. It doesn't have to be penne. It could be cavatappi. It could be... you saw our man in the tuna noodle. He used 7 different kind of pastas? Your man had macaroni, spaghetti, egg noodle. Your man had gnocchi. He had brown. he had that brown pasta that Beast likes. That cat had a lot of shit. I have dark beat on my women. Nega Muslim said that the roast beef looks like his girl's coochie. So, shout out to y'all for having chicks that remind you of the meat y'all eat.
For real.
Outside of that, the instructions are you're basically gonna combine the ingredients for the Cajun seasoning in a small bowl, cut the chicken into half 3/4 inch cubes, place the cube chicken in a bowl, pour the Cajun seasoning over top, stir to mix everything up, add the olive oil and butter to a large deep skillet. You're going to heat that up. Outside of that, add your chicken. Once you add your chicken, let it cook on the outside for a couple of minutes. Once you're done with that, the chicken does not need to be cooked through at this point, and that's a big thing. A lot of people try to cook their chicken before they're going to cook it more, and that's how you overcook it. So get it to like a medium, if you don't know what that is. If the chicken doesn't look ready to eat, but it looks like you could potentially eat it, that's what this recipe is calling for. Outside of that, you're going to then add your onions. You're going to saute that for 2 more minutes. You're going to allow the moisture from the onion to dissolve any brown bits from the bottom of the skillet. That's the fond. So when you see those little dark things at the bottom of your pan, don't be scared about that. If it ain't black yet, it's not burnt. You can add a little bit of water, line, and scrape that up. The onions are going to give you the moisture in this recipe, but that's just another Rotation TV pro tip. If you see some of that brown sticky stuff at the bottom, grab a quick cup of water, a quick cup of broth, a quick cup of wine, red or white, depending on what you're cooking, and just scrape that up. That's going to give you that fond. Outside of that, step 4. There we go. What you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and, for some reason, I can't see it on the stream side. On our side, on the back end, it gets a little kind of blurry. Next, you're going to add the pasta, the diced tomatoes with all the juices. So just pour the can in, and the broth. And then you're just going to stir until everything's evenly combined. You're going to put a lid on top and allow the broth to come to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn down the heat to that medium-low simmer. Let it cook for 10 minutes. And then the key thing here is to add cream cheese into the skillet chunks and then stir until it's melted into a sauce. At that point, 1 pot, you haven't needed anything else. The middle of this, you could have did your dishes. So all you would have left is just the plate you're going to eat on, the spoon you're going to serve with, and the pot that's going to be left once you're done. Gulag, yo, move to Tampa, homie. I got you. we can find a way for us to cook you these meals. This ain't a hard meal, homie. It's a 15-minute prep time. I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and do this. Take 15 minutes in the gym, put it in the kitchen. You won't be mad, my guy. Super easy dish to make. Does this seem too hard, Beast?
No, not at all.
Does this seem something too daunting?
As I'm reading it, I'm like, all right, it seems easy enough. I mean, come on.
For $13 and 25 minutes of your time, you could make yourself a nice 1-pot creamy Cajun.
But I want to know what this looks like, though. That's what I want.
Oh, there's a photo. Panda has the photo.
Oh, for real?
Or maybe he doesn't have the photo. My bad. I thought I sent him the photo. Yeah, I'll get you the photo on the back end, but it looks delicious. I mean, remember, but we talked about this at the beginning of the stream. That picture ain't a real... You think about it like this. When you see that picture, they put the lipstick on the pig, my guy. That ain't what it's probably going to look like. It's probably a cold version that was prepped properly and made to look good. So that's the 1-pot chicken Cajun pasta. I'll actually get that posted up on Instagram by tomorrow. Our last thing of the night is we like to leave you guys with a tip. We like to leave you guys with something that, you can walk away from feeling like, hey, this was an hour and 40 minutes well spent. I actually learned something. And in cooking this weekend, I used a lot of garlic. So this week's tips from an expert is going to be garlic. This is from eatingwell.com. It's 4 tips on how to prepare garlic and maximize its flavors and benefits. So we have that up on the stream. I'll go ahead, and I think I have that link so I can share that to the chat real quick. But the thing I liked about this is it has some really easy things for you guys to kind of, just super quick tips on how you should be cooking with garlic. So the first thing is to use the fresh garlic stuff. I know you guys are tempted. You go to Publix, you see that nice little blue and yellow bag with the garlic already pre-peeled. Everything's right there. It comes in the jar. All you got to do is unscrew it and take the garlic out. But after a week of having that in your fridge, have you ever opened it? You know that smell that it smells like garlic, but it doesn't smell like garlic? That's because they put chemicals on it to try to preserve it and everything else. If you prep your garlic properly and you keep it in the right place, you can keep garlic for 4 months, my guy.
Isn't garlic doesn't garlic have major health benefits?
Yeah, and that's the second tip. So get the fresh stuff, don't get the jar of bag stuff. You want to cut your garlic and wait for maximum health benefits. Now, waiting the 10 minutes to 15 minutes that this thing calls for is not going to change the flavor of your food. But when you cut your garlic cloves and you break them down, it breaks down the cells and releases the stored enzymes that react with oxygen. That triggers the sulfate compounds such as allicin. Liverpool's goalkeeper is Brazilian. His name is Allison, so of course I'm in trouble with that. But it allows for that to form. If you let it stand for 10 to 15 minutes, it allows those enzymes to fully develop, and it gives you better health benefits. The next part is, what's the best way to prep garlic? Should you crush it, mince it, or mash it? Here, I'm going to say, and I don't know necessarily if I agree with what they say. They say the more you damage the garlic cell's walls, the more sulfide transforming enzymes you release with them, more pungent garlic flavor. Since crushing breaks the most cells, crushed garlic cloves taste the strongest. Coarsely chopped or sliced garlic tastes milder. Intact garlic cloves are the mildest of all. Mincing garlic and then mashing it with a pinch of coarse salt can tame the harsh flavor, but I think it depends on your dish. If you want something like scampi, you don't want it to be overpowering in garlic, but I'm sure when you're cooking Kim's pork, you want that garlic to be as fine as possible so you get the maximum amount of garlic. So I think the application for what you're going to use the garlic with is what's going to really determine how you should prep it. There is no wrong way. Just know if you're trying to get a little bit of garlic flavor, thicker slices or a whole clove. Medium flavor, you're going to go ahead and chop. Full flavor, mince it, mash it. If you're Latino, you might have a pilon in the house. Or as my Mexicans would use, a mojateca. I can't remember the name. But that's that. The next one is a big one. How to crush garlic. This is huge right here. A lot of people will go and grab a meat cleaver. They'll go ahead and put it inside of a saran bag and start banging on it with a plate. I've seen some crazy shit when it comes to this. The easiest thing you can do is take your knife, get your clove. Now, remember, I told you buy the whole garlic clove.
Yeah.
Get the head. Leave the skin on. Don't worry about peeling that skin off. Take the clove, lay it down, and smash it down with the side of your knife. So even if you don't want to smash it, you can lay the knife over it and then just kind of use your hand on top of that knife. Okay. It does two things. It starts the crushing process, and it makes it super easy to peel off. If you've ever tried to peel a clove of garlic, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Sometimes if I need whole cloves, you'll see me kind of twisting in the kitchen to kind of get this off. But if you're going to crush or chop that garlic, whack that shit with a knife, whack it with a meat cleaver, and make life easier. Outside of that, we're getting into mincing garlic. Again, best thing to do is to flatten it first, crush it, and then chop it down from there once you peel it, rather than trying to do the whole Goodfellas. You remember that scene in Goodfellas where he's like, and Paulie had a great system for how he did the garlic. He'd take a razor and cut it real thin. that shit don't work. That shit ain't true. It looks fancy. It looks cool. There's no extra benefit to doing that. Garlic does not dissolve in hot oil, no matter how thin you get it. But smash, chop. Smash, chop. Now, they say don't use that garlic masher. I like having a little press. I think it makes life easy, but they're a pain in the ass to use. And this is the most important one. This is something a lot of people don't do, how to mash garlic into a paste. So once you've got it peeled, you can lay your knife on top of the garlic and then kind of put pressure and drag your knife back. And what this will do, if you're using a cutting board or something with a non-porous surface, is it'll flatten out the garlic. And you can do this a couple of times and you can get your garlic paste. Now, they sell garlic paste, and that shit's actually not bad. Like that jarred whole garlic, don't buy that. The garlic paste they sell at the Publix or at the Winn-Dixie. But you can make this at home. And if you need to get into a garlic paste, once you do the flattening, put a little bit of olive oil on top of it and mix it up.
Okay.
The last one, let's say you're making dinner for your honey. You're cooking at home. You want to get some kisses afterwards. Maybe you made an amazing meal and you made some cebaja panty, but you're worried about the garlic flavor in your mouth. This is a tip on how to get that garlic breath and garlic smell away from you. So what you want to do, brush, floss, and chew on some parsley or drink milk fats. That's going to go ahead and deodorize the volatile compounds. I would say if you think you're going to get some cebaja panty, go ahead and do your brush, do your floss, get you some Listerine, kill that. But I can tell you straight up, no matter how much you Listerine after you've eaten garlic, it's still going to be there. But the capsaicin in the milk, I'm assuming, helps to kind of get rid of it. That taste or that smell in your mouth. Unless Shorty had as much garlic, and then y'all really shouldn't give a fuck either way. Panda with the shout out ice cream, bro. Ice cream. Okay, I'm gonna try that one. And then to get rid of the garlic smell from your hands, and I don't know why you would. I like to smell my hands after the garlic. I like to be like that SNL skit with the chick who used to.
You did not go there.
Yeah, I like the garlic smell on my hands. But if you use a lemon wedge, salt, baking soda, you can go ahead and rub that on your hands, and that'll go ahead and get rid of that nasty smell. Outside of that, guys, that's all of our tips from an expert. Shout out to eatingwell.com. We're finishing up with 7 Strong tonight. I know we went a little later than normal. I'm assuming that's why we don't have our normal amount of viewers. But for those of you who stuck with us, I thank you.
We appreciate you.
Beast, go ahead and thank them.
Hey, we appreciate you highly. And, they're expecting me to sit there saying from the soul, the spirit, and everything. But real talk, we really do thank you for rocking with us for the hour and 50 minutes damn near. So, what the fuck are you doing?
Last tip for the night, if you cook with garlic, smell your fingers. It's a good thing. Guys, this is going to be our last What's on Your Plate for about 3 weeks. But we're going to be working on some new content. We're going to be working on some new format stuff. Don't forget, we'll be live this Friday, 10:30 p.m. for our normal rotation session, our rotation shit. We may do Thursday night Among Us. It all depends on how the rest of the week goes. Panda is getting ready for his cross-country move, so we're reining in some things, but we will let you know on social media if we do that. So make sure that you're clicking on that link tree that Beast is about to drop into the chat for you right now, so you can follow us.
Actually,
look at Chips.
Yeah,
Chips already ahead of the game, brother.
He already knew it.
He's
like, they're saying goodbye. They're saying goodbye.
You got Tap Out Beast and you got Tap Out Beast 2.0. Chips, you're the closest thing to Tom Brady that rotation has. So I thank you, my guy. I can't wait to see what you do over the next 28 years, like my man Tom Brady. Outside of that, like, subscribe, and don't forget Saturday night we're going to be doing the Fat Man Tara Full Metal Aluminum Anime Cast, aka Fat. That starts at 11:30 p.m. I don't know what their topic is, but as always, I'm super excited for what they are going to talk about. And guys, just make sure you're following us on social. We're going to take a little bit of a hiatus. We may pop in, do a couple of shows here and there on some off-night stuff, but you won't know if we're doing that unless you're subscribed and following. Last thing I want to say, from Tap Out Beast, from my man Fat Man Panda, from Tarella, from Amora, from Nico, from No Kings, from No Eye Holes, Tap Out Beast Jr., all of us here at the Rotation Collective, we thank you for getting us to 100 subscribers on YouTube tonight. We guarantee you that we'll have every video up by the time we come back live again. Outside of that, Beast, you know what we got to close out on? We sold was on their plate.
Before we do that, so here's a question for you. So since we're not going live for about 3 weeks, I think it's safe to say that we can actually we can record things. Okay, that way it keeps everybody updated with what we're doing for the next 3 weeks.
Don't make promises you can't keep, homie.
Oh, no. Hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay,
Because
I'll be hearing you.
I don't have control over the YouTube. Okay. So what I'm proposing, okay, so that we keeps everybody up, up to date with what we're doing. This is going to be a challenging even for me. So whenever we go out to places, okay, and we see something that we like, I'm saying, we're going to go ahead and, do a little video, whether it's 2 minutes, a minute, 60 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever the case may be. Okay. I think honestly, we can, since I'm linked into it, actually, I can upload videos. I just can't edit. That's the only thing I can't do. So what we can do, okay, is so we can keep everybody updated. We can go ahead and put in a video letting everybody know that we're still here and we're still working behind the scenes as hard as we can. Okay.
That was the plan, Captain Obvious, but I got you. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're excited. Hey, hey, we'll do that, guys. Keep an eye on the socials. We'll be putting up small videos. We'll be showing pictures. We'll be doing the social media push. Even if Tap Out's selling you guys, he's showing you the thigh, but he turns out to be the chick in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, where he takes off the hair and he takes off the beard, or he takes off the beard cap and shows the beard. I'm with him. We're gonna be active on social during this break, guys. So please and respond. Let us know what you want to see. Remember, we're formulating shit. It's not like we got shows in the can. Let us know what you're interested in seeing so we can make it happen. We got 3 weeks to do the thing. Panda got to hit that sand. Panda can't talk tonight. I don't know what's going on, man. So I'm gonna have to do it for him. And Chip, trust me, it breaks my heart that we're not gonna hear it live on the stream. So Beast, we see what's on their plate. All we want to know is, wait, you see what's on our plate? All we want to know is
what's on your plate?
And as my man Fat Man Panda would say, fucking peace. Did I do it good, homie? We love your rotation. Have a great Thursday night.